What's going on, guys? SSJ Quinny here, and I'm going to be doing a Dragon Ball Super Chapter 89. Did I say chapter? I meant episode. Episode 89 review. So, I said I was going to make some videos, and I haven't made them yet. Why? Well, I'm just going to say very quick. Don't worry, this won't be long. I am a paramedic student, and I have a giant exam coming up, and then I'm done, and I can start working as a paramedic. But I am extremely busy, studying for this exam, so my video output might be a little bit less than it normally is, and I've also got full-time hours at another job. So, yeah, that's my story. But enough about that. Let's start reviewing the episode. So, to start this, I need to drop a... So you guys know how it goes down. I'm going to review the entire episode, and at the very end, I'm going to tell you guys what I thought about the whole episode. But first, let's get on, and I'll recap and let you guys know what happened. First of all, I normally don't skip ahead, but oh my god, he's back. Yes, Mystic / Ultimate Gohan has made his return. I made videos on this before, speculating because I thought he was coming back, and the show made it very clear. But he transformed and went back into his ultimate form in this episode. He got his ultimate potential unlocked. He got it back. Holy shit, I am happy. My wang is as hard as a prosthetic leg. So back to the beginning, we have Goku talking to Piccolo, and Goku's telling him to train Gohan. Piccolo says, I got you, bro. Gohan, I'll make him into a beast. And Goku said, just told him about the whole, exhibition match and how Gohan, tried his best and he was strong, but not as strong as he used to be. And we have Gohan training with Piccolo. Piccolo's marking him, and Piccolo tells him, you're not the same as you used to be, okay? You slacked off and whatever. He tells Gohan that. Gohan obviously knows, but he also tells Gohan that he's way too eager, It's good to have, protecting, the urge to protect someone can make you stronger, Gohan. But, if you're too eager and doubt yourself too much, because Gohan doubts himself because he got weaker, you're not going to get anywhere. So Piccolo informs him that and delivers an ass whooping. And then we got some bullshit filler. Not really filler, but just kind of like some uninteresting stuff with Trunks trying to change Bulla's diaper. And Trunks is all like, shit, Goten, this smells so bad. And fucking Bulla's all like... Like, I'm sorry, but are Dragon Ball babies the ugliest things ever, or is it just me? Like, Pan was ugly as hell. Look at this fucking baby's head. Like, sure, I know there's supposed to be a little tiny tuft of hair, but it legit looks like that's the shape of her fucking skull. Like, her skull goes to that point. Then Vegeta comes, changes her dirty ass, and saves the day. And honestly, that's just not a face I'd ever thought I'd see Vegeta making, I just changed a diaper face and succeeded in smiling about it. That's just not something I ever thought I'd see. But whatever, right? Then Krillin's fighting Android 18 and he gets his ass whooped. Well, he gets beat pretty bad, and 18's all like, you're getting soft there, hubby. Promise, I'll be back to Gohan in a second, but then we have another little scene here where there's a little house going on here, and where's it at? And yes, this guy here is hanging out in the house, and he has an injured leg from combat. Turns out he's the one who trained Kaba, and Kaba's asking if he wants to fight in the Universal Tournament, and he's like, nah, I can't, I'm hurt too bad, I can't do it. And then, he says, can you show me your new trick, Kaba? Kaba goes Super Saiyan and blows the pants off him, as in he's just really surprised. And then we finally get introduced to the female Broly-like person. That's, the other fella's here's Dotto. I can't remember his name. I think it was Henzo, whatever. I can't remember how it was said. It was almost the same as one of those Gracie guys' names. But anyways, Renzo says, yeah, you can get my daughter. She's way stronger than me and stuff. And then we get a little picture of female Broly here. So back to the good stuff. We have Super Saiyan Gohan versus Piccolo. Then Gohan decides to turn it up a notch and go right all the way to Super Saiyan 2, which was really cool to see. Piccolo ends up firing his own version of the Death Wave, as we can see here, just like Frieza's attacked, it looked like. Then Piccolo gets Gohan in a chokehold and strangles the shit out of him. Flashback, and it's, Piccolo telling Gohan that he's not as strong as he used to be, and he's saying, yes, you are still powerful, but you always let your guard down. And I'll get more to that later on the review, but yes, Gohan does let his guard down a lot, when he gives the example of how he got absorbed by Boo, right? Anyways, again, more about that at the end of the video. I'll tell you all my thoughts about that and stuff. And Gohan gets pissed, and he powers up, and it looks like he's powering up in his Super Saiyan 2 form, but then his hair flickers black, and it flickers black again, and it's like, wait a minute, is Gohan going back to normal? But nope! Ultimate Gohan / Mystic Gohan returns. Gohan tells Piccolo that he's not holding back anymore, so you better watch out, and Piccolo pulls off a shadow clone jutsu, shall I say a mass multi-shadow clone jutsu, or whatever you want to call it, and Gohan just decides to chop at Piccolo at full strength, and he literally chops Piccolo's arm right off. It was like Nappa versus Tien. That's what it reminded me of. And then Gohan lets his guard down, and here's really, really cool. Piccolo's arm that was like flying down behind Gohan that he cut off, all of a sudden stopped and shot a big beam right at Gohan's back, and and it really hurt Gohan. It put Gohan out pretty much. And Piccolo again tells him, says, listen, you need to watch your back, man, because I can't always watch it. You always let your guard down. Fix that shit. You did it against Boo, and I just got you now. Never let your guard down, he says. That was pretty much Gohan's, lesson to learn. And then we have our...
On the next episode of Dragon Ball Super.
Tien has his own martial arts school, and Master Roshi has a weird-looking card on his face, and he's going berserk. I don't know what this card does to him. I don't know if he's bad, but whatever it is, Goku's fighting against him, and all I know is that I hope they don't make Master Roshi overpowered, and I hope, Goku doesn't go Super Saiyan Blue, or knowing how Super goes, Goku's gonna have to go, take out Vegito with Vegeta, and, they're gonna go Super Saiyan Blue Vegito to fight Master Roshi, and that's just how it's gonna go. But anyways, that's it. So let me get to my review. What did I think of this episode? Honestly, guys, this was a very, very, very good episode. I really liked it. If I have to give the whole thing a rating, I'm gonna go ahead and say, oh, for fuck's sakes. Sorry, guys. Cut this thing propped up my steering wheel. But anyways, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. That's a pretty high rating. Well, let me explain to you guys why. So we started off, it was good. It started off just with Piccolo training with Gohan. Everything was good there. And then, the stuff that it added in for filler really wasn't that bad, and it really wasn't long. And like, again, I don't know if I'd call it filler or not, but seeing Krillin train with 18, even though it was just really short, it was good. But at the same time, it didn't bring away from the storyline too much. And same thing with Kaba. I really wanted to see Gohan and Piccolo train, but when they brought Kaba in, it wasn't too bad. But here's the thing, they brought back Mystic Gohan. I call him Mystic Gohan because I got into Dragon Ball when I was younger, and that's what everyone called it back then. There was no such thing as Ultimate Gohan until Budokai Tenkaichi 2 came out. I believe that's when they called him Ultimate Gohan. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I always just call him Mystic Gohan, so I'm sorry if that pisses people off. But yes, they did what they should have done in a long time, and that was bring Ultimate Gohan / Mystic Gohan back. And it was a really cool transformation too. Gohan went Super Saiyan 1, then he went Super Saiyan 2, and then he just lost it and went to his Ultimate / Mystic form. It was so good. And I know this really isn't like a form, it's more like all of his potential and all of that anger that he always had built up is unlocked, and he has control over it. And it takes away the need for him to transform. So he doesn't have to transform, he can just, all of his power, he can just let it go in his base form, which is really cool. And Piccolo's, hand shooting Gohan in the back, that was really, really cool. And anyways, the fighting and everything was just really good this episode. So now I'm going to let you guys know things that I didn't like about the episode too much. The first one, and this is about the smallest one, was the art. Now, the art was really, really good this episode, don't get me wrong. But you gotta admit, let's compare to the two. This one here looks way more badass, and the art is a lot better. But again, not really a big deal. There was also a couple instances where Piccolo's face looked a little bit off. It just didn't look, spot on. But again, there's definitely been instances where Dragon Ball Super has had much worse art moments. So yeah, the art was really, really good. There's just a couple things that didn't look as good, and Mr. Gohan didn't look as good as he did back in the Boozlong. But again, it wasn't a big deal. Next was this. Now you guys might think I'm crazy about being nitpicky about this, but this was another one that I thought was kind of weird. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say one thing. Gohan's old hair with the one single bang going down like this. I really liked that hairstyle a lot better, and I'm really, really glad that they brought it back. But here's what I thought was weird. They should have brought his old style back for the tournament and left his hair, standing up straight. Because here's the thing. We all know Gohan, when he gets older, he gets that his hairstyle changes, and it stands up more like Vegeta's, right? He doesn't have any bangs hanging in his face. It's more neat because he's like a scholar and stuff. That's what I assume they're going for. But here's what I find kind of weird. How come when he changed Mystic or Ultimate, that's what gave him his old hairstyle back? Yes, it looks way more badass, and yes, it looks way more cool, but in my opinion, it doesn't really make any sense why they brought his old hair back, unless he's using hair gel or something and it just fell down, you know what I mean? But here's the thing. So when you turn into your Ultimate / Mystic form or Super Saiyan 1 or 2, your hair sticks up more, right? So it'd be like Vegeta turning into a Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 2 and then having a bang fall in front of his hair. Sure, if the same thing with Gohan, if he was to go Super Saiyan and his hair was normally standing up but no bangs, and then when he turned Super Saiyan a bang fell in front of his face, yeah, sure, it would look more cool because it's his old hairstyle that they're bringing back. But when you turn Super Saiyan or Mystic, your hair stands up and spikes up more on end. So the fact that him changing Mystic brought his hairstyle back to his old hairstyle it didn't really make sense logically. But again, I like the hairstyle a lot more. It just, again, didn't make any sense logically, right? You know what I'm saying? And I'm just being picky. I know you guys are going to say, stop complaining. Again, I like his old hairstyle, but it's just a little bit weird. It's like his hair just got kind of less spiky, and it stood up less when he transformed. That's not the way it works. It should be the other way around. I know, right? I'm a picky bastard, ain't I? But I still gave it an 8 out of 10. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is this. So because I'm late uploading this episode, I usually upload it right when the episode comes out. Generally, now I can actually see what people think about the episode, and I've heard a lot of people saying, they're calling out bullshit on Piccolo fighting Gohan. And let me explain. I'm gonna write down, I'll show you guys here what I mean, and
Sorry guys, I had to change the setting. So, again,
A lot of people were complaining, saying that Piccolo's power elite was bullshit because he's as strong as Ultimate Gohan now. Well, I think it was reasonable. Let me explain why. So Piccolo's been training non-stop. He's been training like crazy, and he also trained for the Universe 6 arc, and we know that Piccolo can get strong, and when he trains, like we saw it back in the Android saga, how he took out Android 20 when Vegeta and Goku stayed Super Saiyan to fight Android 20. He was in his normal form and hadn't even fused with Kami yet, so that really shows that his power can jump up quite a bit when he puts his mind to it and really trains. So I would probably put, Dragon Ball Super Piccolo now, at this moment, probably around Super Saiyan 3 Goku Buu Saga, correct? Except, he doesn't have the energy draining that Super Saiyan 3 took away from Goku back in the Buu Saga. So, we all know that Ultimate Gohan Buu Saga was quite a bit stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku, right? But we gotta remember that he hasn't been training at all, so, his power level probably dropped a little bit. I wouldn't say it dropped too much now that he had got his ultimate form back, but it's definitely a little bit lower. And again, Ultimate Gohan was actually, physically stronger than Piccolo. We know this because in this episode, he literally chopped his arm off easily, right? To me, that shows that Gohan is stronger than Piccolo. But Piccolo is smarter, and doesn't mean that Piccolo should win just because he's smarter, but he's strong enough that that smartness can make him beat Gohan. Again, he snuck attack him with his arm that was like literally chopped off his body and hit Gohan. And I don't know. In my opinion, it makes 100% sense because, I don't think Piccolo's that much weaker than Gohan because Gohan is probably weaker than what he was during the Buu Saga. And another thing, everyone's saying, oh yeah, why didn't Gohan just dodge that beam that was shot at him? Well, yeah, sure, that kind of makes sense, but then why didn't he dodge Super Buu's, absorption technique, right? I don't know. It was just going on Gohan's weaknesses and stuff, and anyways, I just think it totally makes sense, and I'll elaborate on it later if you guys don't agree with me, but yeah, that's pretty much all I have for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Great episode. Again, it was an 8 out of 10. I thought they did a very, very good job, and anyways, it's time for me to go study, because I gotta get that stuff done. But, again, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, you want to see more, subscribe. If you got any video ideas, just comment down below. And comment if you agree with me saying this episode was good, or if you disagree. I'd love to hear what you guys got to say. I love getting into discussions in the comment section. Anyways, that's all I got. Thank you so much, guys. Have a fantastic night.